Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Dr. Jen with the Wellness Way in Woodbury. So, as you guys know, we were closed this last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for our Wellness Way seminar. That was actually on Friday and Saturday. So, I got to meet some really awesome students. So, these students have the honor and ability to learn from us docs. So we got to spend, myself and a few other of the docs, myself and Jordan specifically, we worked with the students on Wednesday night, Thursday, and then Friday morning, and then we did doctor stuff the rest of the time. But these students were there the whole time, and the drive that these students have, because what we do here at the Wellness Way, you guys, you do not learn in chiropractic school. You learn from Dr. Patrick. You learn from other Wellness Way docs. So it was super, super awesome. One, to see these students there, but two, also just work with multiple other docs that we get the ability to work with here being a part of the Wellness Way, which is super awesome. So Green Bay was great. We had a great weekend. We learned things from what's going on with birth control, what's going on with a new supplement that is coming out here soon. So super excited about that. From the immune system to digestive system to popular diets, we learned so much. And the reason we do this, you guys, is to bring you the best clinical information that we possibly can. So with that being said, you guys, this Thursday at 6 p.m., we are going to do the untold story of the thyroid. So if any of you on here, and I know I have some patients on here, and I know I have some Wellness Way people on here, if you guys know anybody that is suffering from Hashimoto's, suffering from hyperthyroid, hypothyroid, Graves' disease, or just simply any thyroid symptoms, we're going to go talk about the untold story about the thyroid, which is super eye-opening for people, especially that are on levothyroxine or Synthroid. Maybe they're super fatigued, super tired, losing their hair, cold all the time. This talk is for them, and just making them understand what is happening or what is going on and what that medication means. And then, you guys, contraindications to that medication. So you guys, this Thursday at 6 p.m., I want all of you to invite someone to this talk. All of you specifically invite someone to the thyroid, the untold story with the Wellness Way Woodbury on Zoom. So I want you all to be there. I want you guys to invite your friends and let them know, because we all know someone who is struggling with hair loss, fatigue, cold all the time, has no drive. All of these things get categorized as a thyroid disorder. Send these people to this talk so they can understand how their thyroid works, because we do not get complete thyroid testing when we go to our medical doctor. We test one thing, maybe two things, and that's TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone. You guys, that's a pituitary hormone. That is not even a thyroid hormone. That pituitary hormone, TSH, needs to signal to the thyroid to make T4. And T4 is the inactive form of thyroid hormone. These two things are the only things that they want to influence. But if TSH is high, guess what happens to T4? It goes down. It goes down. So that's why they usually only test TSH. Because what is levothyroxine and Synthroid? Levothyroxine and Synthroid, all it is a synthetic form of T4. And that is the only thing, you guys, that they can influence. So hop on this talk to learn about the thyroid, and it is going to be super fun. So Mallory, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jean, how do I get on? So if you go to my Wellness Way page, click on the Wellness Way. I posted a post with basically what you need to do to register. And then, sorry, my lighting in here keeps changing. What we need to do to register, and then they send you an email with the link to hop on. So that's how you do that. Super easy. I can also share it down in this information of this video after we get off. But today, you guys, I wanted to talk about sore throats, because we are also conditioned to think that it is cold and flu season. And I already talked about this last time. It is not cold and flu season. It's sugar and low vitamin D season. So, you guys, if you do come in contact with a virus, with a bacteria, with some sort of cold that gives you a sore throat, what are some natural things that you can do besides taking some of that spray. I believe it's called Chloroseptic. I believe something like that. Basically, what can you do naturally besides taking a medication that is going to suppress your immune responses more? So let's talk about it, because there's viruses and there's bacteria everywhere. The reason we're more susceptible during this time is because of too much sugar and low vitamin D. So the first thing that's easy to soothe the throat is going to be to get a glass of water and put some Celtic sea salt in and basically gurgle with salt water. Yep, Alicia, you got it. Gurgle with salt water. It is going to soothe the throat. This is something that I did when I was a kid all the time. Gurgled with salt water. Yes, do kids hate it? 100%, but it is going to soothe that throat. Next thing, I have some things here, is herbal throat spray. So herbal throat spray is going to be similar to that, like basically it's a green bottle that has that spray. I believe it's called Chloroseptic. I never actually used it, thankfully, but guess what? That bottle has dyes in it. So this herbal throat spray has marshmallow root, echinacea, clove, some really great things to help you soothe that throat, but also to help you fight off the virus. Some other things is mushroom spray. So this is by Host Defense Mushroom. It is Myco Shield Spray. It's immune support. This one specifically is peppermint. So we have peppermint, and then there's cinnamon, and I believe there's a citrus as well. The reason that I have the peppermint is because what peppermint is going to do is going to basically open up the airways. So it's basically going to provide this ability for you guys to be able to breathe a little bit better and soothe that throat this way. What this has in is medicinal mushrooms. So it has reishi, chaga, another mushroom, turkey tail, birch. So these things are in this. This is going to be super awesome for you guys to spray in your mouth, because what are medicinal mushrooms? Medicinal mushrooms, what they do is they either bring the immune responses up where they need to be, or they bring them down where they need to be. So medicinal mushrooms will react to wherever your immune responses are at that moment in time. So this one is super awesome. The Myco Shield Spray. It's the immune support, okay? Silver spray is the other thing. So silver spray or collided silver drops, these things is where antibiotics actually first got their name from, because this is something that they used as a natural, I guess, antibiotic, if you want to call it. We have collided silver. These are going to be drops. Otherwise, we have collided silver nasal spray. And then we also do have ACS silver gel. So that is other things that we can do. Again, putting this in your mouth and letting it go down will help kill some of the bacteria and the viruses that are in there. And then if they are in the nasal cavity, other things, you guys, that are super, super simple and taste really good for kiddos is birch xylitol. Not corn xylitol, birch xylitol. Because birch xylitol actually, if you take a spoonful of it, birch xylitol actually can help fight off strep. So strep loves birch xylitol, specifically birch, not corn, you guys. So if it just says xylitol, it's corn xylitol, and it's very highly genetically modified. Don't get birch, or don't get corn xylitol, get birch xylitol. It has a high affinity, strep does, to the xylitol. So what it's going to do is going to bind to it. It's going to want to eat it up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to ingest it and then eventually excrete it. This is why sometimes birch xylitol gives people stomach aches, because they could have overgrowth of strep within their gut. This is okay if that happens when you do consume birch xylitol. So these are some things, you guys, when you are going into this season, when a lot of kids get sick. Again, it's not a bad thing. Kids getting sick is good. What does it do? It builds up their immune responses. It gives them the ability to fight things off. Fevers are good. Colds are good. These things are good. Don't suppress them. Let the kids go through it. And what you need to do is you just need to support their body naturally through the processes, okay? And whether that's through the herbal spray to soothe it, some Celtic sea salt and water, the immune support spray. This one actually tastes pretty good. The peppermint is very overwhelming pepperminty. And then the collided silver, these are things that you can do, ingest them. You can also do nasal cavities of them. Silver, what exactly does it treat? So we're not treating things, you guys. You got to get out of that mentality. We're not treating things here at The Wellness Way. we are figuring out what is stressing out your body. Collided silver is antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiviral. These are the reasons we suggest a collided silver, because anytime you get a sore throat, what is it? It's from a virus, it's from a bacteria, it's from a microbe that has gotten into your body and is giving you that sore throat, is giving you that immune response. So what is this going to do? This is only going to help provide some support to your body to help get rid of these things. So it doesn't necessarily treat anything. It's just supporting your body and where it needs to be supported when you are sick or when you do have a cold. Makes them crabby. You're okay, Jean. Don't be sorry. Marshmallows were originally made for sore throats, I heard. Yep, I love throat spray. Yes, throat spray is awesome. Yeah, garlic is definitely something you guys can do as well. You need to make sure you don't have a garlic allergy, though. So if you don't have a food allergy test, necessarily doing garlic right away is probably not your best option. Looking more so at some of these herbal remedies over doing things like a garlic, just because garlic is very high allergen food along with pepper. So making sure that you aren't allergic to these things is so important. So I hope this helps you guys out. Remember, on Thursday at 6 p.m., I do have the thyroid, the untold story, which I'm super excited about because, again, we need to look at the thyroid significantly different than we do right now. There are so many different values to the thyroid that need to be tested that aren't being tested. So you guys hop on that call and invite your friends to this talk or call. Chamomile for throat. So the reason why chamomile works when it comes to a cold is because it increases the barriers. So what chamomile is doing is it basically provides you more time to be able to fight off that virus or that bacteria, because anytime it gets past our barriers, what chamomile does is it builds our barriers. And a virus and a bacteria, when we present a cold or a flu or even COVID for that matter, it's getting past our barriers. So chamomile is really good in the aspect of providing you time. It's not a long-term cure, but basically what it'll do is it'll help you build up those barriers so that these bacteria and these viruses don't come in. Kind of like the apple cider vinegar rinse that people tell you to do, or that Dr. Patrick tells you to do after you get done with the shower, because what is it doing? Apple cider vinegar is actually helping with your skin barriers, because we can get a virus and we can get a bacteria through all of these barriers. And that's why when people are constantly putting on hand sanitizer right now, hand sanitizer actually is killing your barriers, because it's not actually, it's taking off every single bacteria and virus, making your skin actually weaker and more susceptible to getting the virus through your hands. So that's why it's super important to get good things. You know, just wash your hands with some soap, like instead of rapidly putting on hand sanitizer all day long. So these are some things that you guys can do through the process of, one, those kids might come home with a cold now. So making sure that you have the ability to get these things. Again, the herbal throat spray is standard process. And then the Myco Shield spray that I like is host defense mushrooms. So these are just things that I like to do. Elderberry, yes, elderberry is good for anybody that does have a cold. So what I do is if I notice that I'm getting a little bit more sick or have a sore throat or maybe a stuffy nose, I'll do 2, like they're in droppers. So let me show you. So this is our elderberry bottle. So it's elderberry, reishi, and honeysuckle. I would do 2 of these. I would fill it up twice and put it in my supplement cocktail when I do feel cold coming on, probably for 2 weeks, and then I would just go down to 1. This is a time where I definitely do use elderberry a little bit more, just to be a little bit more proactive. So for sure, at least 1 squirt of these 2 times per day. And it dries out and make the skin crack. Yes, 100%. That is definitely what happens, is your hands dry out after you use all that hand sanitizer, and then they crack, and then think about how susceptible those hands are to any virus or bacteria that you guys come in contact with. So again, these are some things. I keep looking down at them like they're going to just miraculously appear in the video, but those are some things that you guys can do through this cold cold season that some kiddos get when they go to school, because school, what is it? It's a petri dish. And it's actually really awesome because kids should be getting sick during this time just to build those immune responses. So don't look at it as a bad thing when those kiddos get sick. Yes, it's an inconvenience, but all kids are an inconvenience. And we need to remember that no kid is just a random convenience. So thank you guys so much. Hop on the Untold Story about the thyroid on Thursday at 6 p.m. And then Ask Dr. Jen will be at 1 o'clock on Thursday. So if you guys do have questions for Ask Dr. Jen, post them on here. Send me a message. Otherwise, I will have out a graphic for Ask Dr. Jen. Thank you guys so much. Have a happy Tuesday, and I will talk to you all on Thursday at 1. Bye, guys.